I stand here today as part of an outstanding group of patient organizations representing the millions of patients and families and individuals and friends who have been touched by cancer across the country. We have gathered together today to provide a voice, a collective voice for patients who are alive today thanks to advanced cancer screening technologies. For some, this may have been due to an MRI detecting a tumor, or from a CAT scan detecting early signs of cancer. And because their disease was detected early, they were able to receive effective treatment and they're alive today. We're also here to speak for the millions of people who may need imaging services in the future. And those services will help those people identify their illnesses and determine the best course of treatment for the disease. And we hope that imaging will help beat their disease. We want a rejection of the massive cuts to medical imaging which have been proposed in the healthcare reform proposal. We oppose the use of radiology benefit managers in the Medicare program. It's just the wrong approach. We are deeply concerned that the proposed cuts to Medicare will jeopardize patient access to these life-saving technologies and treatments. Access to medical imaging for seniors must be protected, and it must be protected because it saves lives and it reduces costs over the long term.
Hi, my name is Guadagnini. I'm from Fayetteville, Arkansas, which is considered a rural state. I personally find that hard to believe, but then when I come here, I understand that. But a rural state could be affected with some of the current legislation that is out there. So I'm here to help explain that rural states need medical imaging at their beck and call and at their access. I believe wholeheartedly in the value of medical imaging, because sometimes the only way a doctor can find a spot, a lump, a cancer, in my case it was breast cancer, is from medical imaging. Without medical imaging, I may not have made it through my battle with breast cancer. I was a lucky one. I was caught very early. I was actually in an off year. I was 41 years old, and back then, which is just 7 years ago, it was every other year for women over 40 with no health history, or nobody in my family having it, which I fit all those parameters. So I believed in medical imaging enough to go the off year and pay for it out of pocket, which is when they found my tumor, were able to do a lumpectomy. I only had radiation, and I had no chemotherapy, and I've had no recurrences at all. There are millions of success stories like mine across the country. Thankfully, I'm not the only one. As Congress considers further deep cuts to medical imaging, our elected officials cannot ignore good news stories like mine. Every success story due to imaging like mine has an incredibly powerful human element that's involved. And I think that sometimes what we forget when we look at numbers and budgets, it becomes figures. We need to think of the people that are involved if medical imaging costs are cut. Imaging helps families that are kept together. They can stay together. They can stay close, as in a rural state like I am. If you have access that is close, you don't have to travel as far. You don't have travel time. You're not put in a waiting line. You don't have to make an appointment 6 months out. I believe in my situation that was key. I was diagnosed. I was able to have treatments, the first round of tests to determine what size, what kind of surgery would be needed within a week. And I had my first surgery for my lumpectomy a week after that. And that's key when you've got something growing in your body. Success stories like mine truly bend that cost curve that Washington loves to talk about. Now is not the time for Congress and the Obama administration to enact arbitrary cuts to medical imaging. I firmly believe that. I support early preventative imaging, and I cannot imagine how differently my life would have been without that. I'm also, can brag a little, I got married for the first time 2 years ago, and I'm having a wonderful time, so I'm thankful for that. Thank you.